All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 109. Today on the show, the war in Ukraine is becoming about climate change and trans issues. Who could have guessed that? Then in Housekeeping, we go over our picks for Trump's vice president. Then after that, a gay guy gets caught trying to make a kid drink piss in this week's Cringe of the Week. And after that, leftists contradict themselves in just a few seconds in Cringe of the Week as well. And last but not least, metal detectors disproportionately affect students of color in Salt Lake City in this week's Urban Decay. All this and more, it's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 109, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Grabboy.
All right, one for one on the intro, as always. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at My Patriot Supply. Do you get that bad feeling that something unthinkable is going to happen soon? I know I do. And with all the distractions and smokescreens from the media, we probably won't see it coming. That's why you need to invest in emergency food kits today. A wise man once said, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. My Patriot Supply is the nation's leader in emergency food storage. Go to my website, preparewithfleccas.com today and get 25% off a 3-month emergency food kit. That's 25% off. Preparewithfleccas.com is the website. You'll enjoy a wide variety of delicious meals with over 2,000 calories a day for optimum strength under stress. Stock up now before everyone else starts panicking. Shipments go out fast and shipping is free. Preparewithfleccas.com is the website. Go there today. 25% off a 3-month emergency food kit. My Patriot Supply is a huge supporter of this show. Why not support them right back and get those emergency food kits we all desperately need? Preparewithfleccas.com is the website. Go there today. Now let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to My Patriot Supply for supporting.
Thank you.
It's very important to have emergency food. Everyone knows that. All right, Friday episode. I hope everyone had a nice week and watched Tuesday's episode, which got age restricted.
Yeah.
So they kind of skunked us.
We said it was a vulgar episode, and YouTube sniffed it out, I guess.
Yeah, they must have figured that out. So make sure you guys go watch that. They're kind of hurting us algorithm-wise. All right, let's open this week with, we got a good Joe Biden clip. Joe Biden was addressing some world leaders at the UN, I believe, and he had a lot to say. Let's see some highlights.
Now, even as we evolve our institutions and drive creative new partnerships, let me be clear. Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
Botched it.
You cannot say, let me be clear, after pure mumbles. So,
yeah, I hope maybe that was people trying to talk to him on the teleprompter, like, Joe, please be clear.
yeah.
Joe, please be clear.
No, and then, like, all the world leaders, the translators are, like, looking at each other like, I don't know what to do.
Skip.
Yeah.
But Biden's media Muppets, they jumped to his defense. Harry Sisson had a nice tweet. He's one of our favorites on the show.
Could Donald Trump stretch like this? No, absolutely not. Trump can't do half the things Biden does.
Like botch a UN speech?
Dude.
Didn't do that.
And it's like not everything needs to immediately compare Trump to Biden. Like that shows you the hack nature of the kid, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's like in a vacuum, was that good, Harry?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a retard, Harry.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, Harry. You're a retard, Harry.
Yeah. I wonder what that kid will be doing in like 10 years.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling he'll be doing still this.
Yeah.
He'll become a Krasenstein.
For sure.
He'll evolve into a Krasenstein. Moving on, well, kind of related. Trump had an event where he was giving out pizza, looking good, and he signed a woman's tits. I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is pretty good. DeSantis would have been like, oh, my homosexual Twitter mafia has advised me against this. I don't know what to do. I'm uncomfortable. Next person in line.
I'm
Trump
not
just
cool like
signs
that.
it.
I'm not interested in being cool. I have policies. And then you lose in a landslide and you're polling at 5th place in New Hampshire for some reason, which you shouldn't be. A guy like you know, there's like a mismatch between where he's polling and then like what he's actually done and accomplished. And then so it's like, whose fault is that? Where's that spread coming from? You know,
It's his media allies.
my advisors, my allies, my Twitter fingers.
They just make him so unlikable, which is tough because he could have easily been signing tits. Old DeSantis would have.
I know. I agree.
Or at least maybe would have. All right, let's move on. We have some Ukraine clown world stuff. Things are becoming, the most entertaining timeline is winning, as Elon says. Zelensky's in town. He was talking to everyone about climate change.
Though humanity is failing on its climate policy objectives, this means that extreme weather will still impact the normal global life, and some evil state will also weaponize its outcomes.
All right, so he's got to talk about climate change so he can get more tokens so he can keep playing.
Tokens. One thing at a time, little man.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, but he needs to do it. It's part of the bargain with the West.
And to me, when I hear that, knowing that the bad guys control the weather, when he says extreme weather is going to keep happening, it's kind of like a threat.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of threats, there's the trans-Ukrainian person.
Yeah, the American who is LARPing both as a woman and as a Ukrainian. Yeah. So he's having a great time. Like he got fired, but let's just let some of this play.
This is Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and I'd like to thank the X social media platform for carrying this exclusive message from Kyiv. There has been much discussion recently related to my role within the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Before answering some of the questions put forward by Senator Vance of Ohio, I'd like to thank all those in the U.S. who are supporting.
So this is getting to a new level.
Yeah, this guy's enjoying both LARPs, and there were some threats. There's like Jack Posobiec going on a hit list, basically.
Yeah, they have like a kill list now for people spreading Russian propaganda, they're calling it.
Yeah, the transgender propaganda chief of Ukraine will add you to a hit list, but then he since got fired?
Yeah, so he got fired, so there's a chance he goes ROGE.
Raj. He goes Raj.
He might go Raj and start hunting down the people himself.
And then this is a picture of him. Mike Cirillo is a 46-year-old man from North Florida, from Jack Poso, and he's wearing an Obama jersey and Be the Change. And so he really changed.
Yeah, he did become the change.
So he followed his own messaging.
His wires got crossed, told him to play a lady, told him to go play Ukraine.
Are we going to play this? This is like some B-roll in the background. He came to America.
Ashton Cirillo was honored for her work in Ukraine today at Las Vegas City Hall. She served as a war correspondent since March, and recently she enlisted as a combat medic serving on the front.
So that's what she's up to. That's one of the volunteers.
War fatigues. Got an award. Taking the Zelensky approach. So fascinating stuff.
And is now making a hit list for right-wing propagandists, which maybe, hey, it would be an honor to be added to that list.
Yeah, but then you kind of do have to look over your shoulder. You never know what some ROGE Ukrainian might do.
Yeah, once they go rogue. Well, you had a funny thing you were telling me about Coagula.
Oh, yeah. This was just some post on Twitter that somebody said that really rang true with the whole Ukrainian clown show. But this is from a guy, Thomas777, and he says, having a clown government, and this is old, so this is just kind of being re-brought back to the attention. He says, having a clown government is one of the ways America antagonizes the world, I believe. It's a gaslighting maneuver. America will menace you with some kind of horrific aerial assault and send Hillary Clinton or some other bizarre clown to negotiate. Normal groups of people have no idea how to respond to such things. So anything they do will be wrong within the parameters of the rigged psychological game. It's like Caligula making you salute his horse who has been made a general. And if you don't, he'll torture you to death or invade your territory.
Sounds like exactly
I know
what we have going on here.
Hillary Clinton comes and goes, yeah, you want those airfields open? You're going to have to be gay.
Yeah.
So just weird shit like that. And then, it feels like that for Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. The place where all the money gets sent to so they can wash it and then send it to themselves again.
And then anecdotal, I haven't been able to really prove this, but I saw a video that somebody said there's more Ukrainian yachts in Monaco than there ever have been before. So Monaco is like the richest place on earth where billionaires go with their yachts. And now apparently there's multiple Ukrainians showing up.
Well, congrats to them.
Good laundering.
It's a good launder. It's called clean launder.
You got to respect. We salute the transgender person, and you respect the launder. You know.
I honestly, no matter who it's against, I always respect a good heist.
Exactly.
So let's move on. Remember the cop from last week who was ran over by those black teenagers?
Of course, I believe that was the reason our video was demonetized.
Yep. So the family of that fallen man, the guy who was killed, had a statement a couple days ago. Let's let that
Bear with me, guys. This is not something we've ever really done before, but we are devastated by the senseless murder of Andy. Andy's life was robbed by two individuals who did not believe that lives of others matter. We believe that Andy's murder is a direct result of society's decayed family values and the strong effects that social media has on our youth. We as a family in no way feel that Andy's murder was based on race or profession. It was a random act of violence.
Yeah.
Not on his race, not on his profession.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's what you have to do now. If someone in your family gets murdered by black teenagers and you're white, you have to basically apologize for the victim instead of being honest about what really happened.
Yeah, incredibly dark timeline. I don't know what happened to like just acknowledging reality or like, wow, these stats look lopsided. You know, it's always this, it's never that. You have to get on a podium like right after your dad and husband died and just say it's social media and family decay.
Say it wasn't a big deal.
Brutal.
Yeah, very brutal. All right, let's move on. Let's not get too down and depressed. We're only on the first page of Housekeeping. We have about 4 pages of Housekeeping. Larry David versus Elon.
Yeah, this is a headline that came out, and the event actually happened a few months back, but someone wrote a book. Larry David confronted Elon Musk over his GOP support. Do you want to murder kids in school?
So that's what he thinks it comes down to. That's the two sides. It's the side that doesn't want kids to get murdered in school, and the other side who does want kids to get murdered in school.
Nothing about taxes or like border security or keeping your nation like not wasting money. It's just kill kids or don't kill kids.
And that's Larry David, one of like the funniest, maybe smartest people in society. He's a very high-end
Seinfeld,
thinker.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, great humor, right? Like we're fans of both of those shows. But then he just comes to this like, I don't know, brain dead, useless conclusion.
Yeah, that's the part I don't get. And I don't know if it's truly brain dead and he's never looked into the issues, or if he just wants to have a fun time at the parties he goes to.
He wants like people to congratulate him at the dinner party. Like, yeah, you stuck it to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It just, that disconnect, like smart, funny comedy, accomplished man. And then the GOP wants to kill kids? What are you talking about? Like, how do you leap there?
Yeah, but that's what the left does. They like to just make it boil down to one issue, like the right hates immigrants, or the right hates black people, or the right hates women. You can't vote for them or even hear them out because you're not a fascist, are you?
Yeah, you don't have to discuss it any further because that person wants to kill kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hateful group versus the other people. Which side are you on?
And then obviously, meanwhile, abortion up until the 9th term or the 9 month, there's no limits there. It's just whatever. That's not killing kids.
Yeah.
But like some maniac doing a shooting, that's somehow Ted Cruz.
Exactly.
Ted Cruz did that.
That's a good point too, because with the abortion argument, when you say, the left is fine with abortion all the way up until the day of birth, they'll say, oh, that's such a small percentage. It's only 1% of abortions or whatever it is, which still ends up being thousands of babies.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if it was so rare, fine. But the 3rd trimester abortions still are more dead kids than all the school shootings in a year.
Yeah.
By a lot.
So I just think Larry David wants to get those head pats at the dinner party in Malibu or wherever he's at. And it doesn't come down to logic. It's not really anything to do with logic.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on. We're in page 2 of Housekeeping. Make sure you guys use this opportunity to tickle the post. Help us juice the algo. It goes a long way. Leave some comments. Leave some comments again. Make sure you like the video and notifications are on, stuff like that. It is Friday, so we're going to be doing doppels and some fan shout-outs. Let's get into our doppels. We're going to go quick because there's so many of them.
Okay.
But let's just rip through them. Here we go.
Fat RRB.
Fat RRB on a date.
I think I think this might just be a civilian, so we're kind of being rude.
Same with this one.
Fleccas, just somebody took a random picture of some guy in traffic. Fleccas at a pool somewhere.
These are just civilians.
That's a good one. I know. There's too many civilians, and it's like, ugh. Here's Fleccas graduating from some school.
Yep, there's me.
Here's Rap Boy in an advertisement.
Being successful CDL career with Swift. Yeah, there you go. Is that like a trans Rap Boy?
I don't know.
What's
looks like
What's
it.
that chest?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not good, but
Not good.
It's too quick. We got to keep moving.
Yeah, good point. There's Rap Boy in a band.
Yep, there's me.
There's him on the left. There's Rap Boy again as an Antifa. Bizarro, a Rap Boy.
Here's another trans Rap Boy. Papi. Hast du ein Baby in Bach?
So that means you got a baby in your belly?
Yep. Here's RRB Doppel in another band.
Oh, you're really churning it.
I'm active this week. Here's me again. RRB Doppel at a concert this Saturday. Bass player from a band called Broken Love.
Very cool.
Me. Psycho boyfriend does the unimaginable.
There's you again.
That's me. And this looks like two RRB types, maybe.
Maybe twins. Maybe RRB twins.
Yeah. So it's RRB heavy week.
And heavy RRBs.
Yeah, exactly.
So good job. Nice doppels there. We have some fan shout outs as well. Like we said last time, the babies really like the show. So we have a couple babies watching the show this week. I think the one on the right is a newborn baby.
Brand new newborn.
First thing they're seeing in the world is the podcast.
Great.
Good.
Did we show this ever on the show? I couldn't remember.
I don't think so, but someone drew us and Rob Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You know I like that.
Yep. Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Kelly from work drew that at her work. Took some time. Don't tell her boss.
Very nice.
We have a couple videos here.
All right. Fleccas Talks, the podcast, #1 podcast of all time. At Fushimi Inari Shrine, words are just words until action actually starts, but at the same time, actions speak louder than words, and sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Basically got it.
So Japan.
Yeah,
We're out in Japan. Oh, and this is actually my personal favorite because I like the international crowd. This is a Croatian.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast, ranked #1 podcast of all time.
Yep, that's what I like.
Me too.
And then another one.
And then this guy.
Fleccas Talks, best food podcast of all time from Iowa State University.
Yep.
Get that hippie shit out of here.
That's right.
You say Iowa State?
I think Iowa State, yeah.
Nice.
So those are our shout outs. We also have a very special birthday shout out to Taylor Stevens. Taylor, happy birthday. Your birthday is tomorrow, I think. We know you're a big fan of the show and you watch every week. And we have some shirts coming your way. They should be arriving early next week. So happy birthday to you. Thank you for watching the show. And thank your wife, Larissa, for setting up this shout out. Doesn't that feel good?
Larissa hooked it up.
She did hook it up. And she thought it was impossible because me replying to DMs is hit or miss, but we got that one done.
Yeah, and then that takes care of 3 people whose DMs you didn't open.
Exactly.
So that's how the math works, because you go over the top for one, and then 3 other people eat it with unread DMs.
That's how it works. All right, we're moving on out of our fan shout-outs and out of our doppels.
Wait, this is a fan shout-out, too. Some guy, Lee, named his Tesla Snarf Snarf O Ampion.
That helps.
So that counts. Thank you.
We have some naming things later in housekeeping, and that kind of counts as a naming thing. All right, we're moving on. Just a reminder, at the end of this episode, we have a surprise for you guys. We are doing a 5-minute bonus land teaser at the very end of the episode. So if you've been on the fence about joining bonus land or not, you're going to get a free sample, a free taste today at the very end of the show. So make sure you stick around for that. FleccasTalks.com is the way to sign up if you want to do that. We're going to give you a free taste at the end of Bonus Land. Bonus Land today, we're talking about more alien theories. There's a Sneeko video where his fans kind of said some not great stuff.
Blew up his spot.
Kind of blew up his spot. And then we are also looking at Louis C.K.'s immigration policy, robbing a store backfires, and analyzing Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. So that's going on in Bonus Land. Make sure you guys are signed up. All right, we are on unofficially page 2, but it's actually page 3 of Housekeeping. We have a new alien video.
Which one?
That one. You know which one. There he is. He's eating chocolate. He likes it.
All right, that's settled.
That's it. Yeah,
that's settled.
More aliens. We've said this before, or I've said this before. I think aliens, if they come, there's a chance they know the real score of the 2020 election.
Ooh.
So, hopefully that's how that plays out.
Yep.
There is some issues with the elections, obviously. A lot of people watch the 2020 election, how it played out, and we're pretty discouraged because we have safeguards in place as a country to make sure the elections are legal. And then it feels like some people go, we're not doing that.
Fuck that, right?
Or you need a certain type of approval to change the law, and they didn't get the approval, and they go, we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, sue me in court later, 3 months after,
Yeah,
Good luck.
certify or not. And they're going to go, certify.
Yeah.
We've never not. So it's kind of frustrating watching. And there was a tweet about that kind of summed it up perfectly. Can you give that a read, Richard?
From Mike Davis, it says, there's no question the 2020 election was rigged. Democrats illegally changed election laws blaming COVID, mass mailed live ballots to old voter lists, gutted signature verification and other safeguards, key way to stop voter fraud, tossed out election observers, aka evidence gatherers, gaslighted about lack of evidence, censored, silenced, deplatformed, and canceled anyone who dared to question. That happened to you. Ferociously fought audits, indicted Trump and 18 others for lawfully objecting. Yes, it's rigged.
Yeah. So, we need signature verification. It's illegal to not do that. Don't do it.
Fight me later, basically.
Yeah. And then it comes down to, what are we going to do right now? Are we going to certify? So that's kind of like the frustrating part. And the same thing is happening in other ways too, where the theme basically is our government's just not doing what they should be doing and they're not following the laws. So here we have in Texas, we have a new hangout for illegals. Look at this city they built. This is basically a city built outside of Houston just for illegals.
Yeah. This is the helicopter view of it, and they say that there's going to be heavy, heavy cartel influence over there because they're the people who get you here, and then, they set you up nicely in this little town, and I'm sure it won't be the third world in no time.
Exactly. So also Texas, if Texas was a stock, I'd be selling it. I think Texas is going blue over time. It's trending, going purple, whatever.
That's the whole goal. The white minority in Texas, they want that. Don't mess with Texas. They're messing with it.
Yeah.
As much as they can.
Exactly. So I don't know how that doesn't turn into illegal voting. And it's millions of people spread out through the whole state. So great.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We're having a VP conversation. I'm hearing people talking about VP. Who's the VP going to be? I like Carrie Lake. It doesn't sound like it's going to be Carrie Lake.
Okay.
I don't like Kristi Noem. Also, Kristi Noem and Corey Lewandowski had an affair. That kind of blew up that potential.
Okay.
My top people right now, Tucker Carlson. It's kind of like I don't know if it's impossible.
Dude, how would he? He makes like $20 million a year, has the best life ever, so chill.
Yeah. Or
just to be a public servant, number 2 as well. Like, that's a hard sell for
It's a hard ask. It's a hard ask. But my favorite VPs right now, besides Carrie Lake, are Tucker Carlson and General Flynn.
Oh.
And everyone says, you need to bring a VP who gets a demographic you don't really have covered, like Mike Pence helped with the evangelicals.
Yeah.
I think times are different. We just lean into the QAnon folks and we win this thing with 82 million. I would say Rudy Giuliani could be the vice president, but he has that picture of him golfing.
Yeah.
So you kind of...
That was disqualifying, unfortunately, Rudy.
He's got shorts on.
We love you. We love what you did for New York.
He's got like 18-inch seam shorts.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Where do you even get those?
I don't know. So I don't know. You can't be VP anymore after that golf picture. What is that? Do you like that? Those ideas that I had though, Flynn and Tucker.
Yeah, when we were having this conversation off camera, I was trying to think of somebody great from one of the swing states that's going to come. Wisconsin, Georgia, Arizona, like Pennsylvania. One of those I was trying to think, and I couldn't come up with anybody. So you might as well do a Tucker Carlson, General Flynn type thing. I don't know.
Yeah, there really isn't much. I don't like Tim Scott. I don't think Byron Donald is impressive. Yeah. So we're in a tough spot. But whoever is the VP, what needs to happen, I want there to be like a whole term of busing.
Me too.
Where everyone just gets bussed where they need to get bussed to. So you come in 4 years of Trump and Flynn, Trump and Carlson, and the bad guys get bused to jail. The illegals get bused to Mexico.
Whatever we spent on Ukraine, I want to spend on buses.
And it's all, you'll see them. There'll be like gray and like blacked out windows, federally owned buses, and everyone is just getting bused to where they need to get bused to.
You stop at a checkpoint and they just go, keep going right to Mexico. Get the fuck out.
So you got to load it up with all the corrupt politicians, all the Muppets who do illegal stuff, all the people from the media who do illegal stuff.
Anybody who ever dumped a packet of ballots into a vote site, you know,
and I'm sure you'll have some new offenders in this upcoming election.
Of course.
And everyone gets zip tied up and bust out.
Yep.
That's what I hope for 2024.
That's the dream.
Bust them out.
I can't even imagine it. You know?
Yeah.
It feels like we're so far away from that happening. Oh, a federal court judge in Hawaii blocks the buses.
Yeah.
And then it's like, nope, we're doing what
Bust
you
him
did.
out too.
Yeah, we're doing what you did with the election. We're just busting them out.
Yeah,
you know?
we heard your thing. We're not doing that. Everyone's getting bust out. Oh, and the judge who tried to block it, there's a bus
He's
outside.
on a bus. There's a bus outside. Hop on.
That's kind of what needs to happen. All right, we have to kind of keep going. We're running behind a little bit.
Okay.
Luggage twink update.
Yeah, so remember the African designer who said Sam Brinton was wearing her clothes after seeing him on the news? Police found the outfits in his home and just returned them to her.
That feels good.
We haven't had an update in a while on Sam.
That's a W. So is he in jail?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, what's good, the saga is pretty much over. As you guys know, we have the handcuffs.
Yeah.
We have the handcuffs that arrested Sam Brinton. So that's kind of the cultural scalp that we collected from that whole scenario.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we move on. We have some good news out of Afghanistan. Really good news out of Afghanistan. It says, visit the magnificent... This is from the Taliban Public Relations Department in Afghanistan. Visit the magnificent... You read it,
I'll
Richard.
take over here.
You read it.
You keep this. Hey, you keep the schizo wheels going, the bussing them out. I'll do the reading. All right.
All right.
Visit the magnificent nation of Afghanistan, the real land of the free and the home of the brave. Unlike Americans, a rugged country inhabited by muscular men and traditional women, you will be 100% safe since the war is over and we no longer capturing tourists for ransom.
Well, that's great news.
No longer capturing tourists for ransom. Great.
Kabul is lovely this time of year.
Thank you.
Hey, the women are traditional and the men are muscular and they're no longer capturing tourists. So if you guys are looking to do a trip, you want to go abroad, maybe they don't have vaccine requirements either.
Lovely mountains, very sparsely populated hinterlands that you can enjoy.
Of course. All right, moving on. We have to get through this page. There's a Pitbull conference or a Pitbull event coming up.
It says a mass XL bully walk is being planned in Birmingham with the organizer asking people to bring as many people and kids as possible. Heaps of huge dogs in one place with possibly the most sensory stimulus they've ever had. No way it could go wrong. And this is in response to Rishi Sunak or whatever his name is, the PM of England.
Yeah.
Who wanted to ban the breed, the XL bully breed, which is a great move.
It's like one of those things where it's like, did Pitbull write this?
Yeah.
Bring as many Pitbulls and kids as you can.
Exactly.
It's like when there's like a million mouse traps on the floor and then one snaps and then they all go crazy. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen, but with the Pitbulls.
Yeah, so we'll be covering that in 2 weeks or whenever it takes place.
You'll know about it. You'll hear about it.
Yeah.
The blood will be flowing through the streets when that happens. Page 3, housekeeping. Sandwich of fall. So obviously the summer was the sandwich of the BLT was the sandwich of summer. Mm-hmm. And then Arnie Palmy summer, BLTs. Summer's over now. So the sandwich of fall, the top contenders right now are the French dip. And then people are also telling me about French onion soup.
Cheese melted on top.
So we can kind of have like a French fall almost. Maybe French fries, French dip, French onion soup. So that's what's being floated right now. If you guys have any other suggestions for sandwich of fall, let us know.
We're not ready to crown it just yet. Although that was my first instinct as well, French dip.
Rapboy's a big French dip guy.
I love it. So au jus, I need the au jus on the side. But yeah, let us know what your nominations are.
Yep, and let's keep it moving. This is kind of the schizo page, the naming contests. We have some things we're naming. Every month we try and find stuff that has contests.
Yeah.
Where they say, oh, help us name this animal or help us name this bridge. And we always submit like Schizo, Rob Smith, Snarf O'Banian stuff. So we have an opportunity here. Put your imagination to the test. Help us name our new golf glove.
And this one, guys, it's just like a Google Doc.
Yeah.
So this is actually the one that we can crush. So
especially if everyone submits the same thing.
Snarf Snarf.
I think we should call this the R. Smith Cabana collection.
Oh my God.
Because R. Smith CC, like CC sounds like country club. So
Okay.
RSCC, like the Rob Smith Cabana collection.
Okay.
I think that's more likely to get picked than any Snarf Snarf stuff.
So they spell it out, Rob Smith Cabana Collection?
R. Smith.
R. Smith Cabana Collection. Okay.
R. Smith Cabana collection, parentheses, RSCC.
Because I already submitted Snarf Snarf for this on my own.
We can submit Snarf Snarf, but I think this next one is more of a Snarf Snarf.
Okay.
This is a gator in Orlando from Gatorland. They saved the alligator. The top of the jaw of the alligator was ripped off. And he kind of looks like a little Snarf Snarf to me.
Yeah.
It's a little Snarf Snarf type.
I actually agree with you.
So that's going to be the link in the description. Let's get both of those things named. And like we said before, someone named their Tesla Snarf Snarf.
So
that's a W.
That's a huge dub. So R. Smith Cabana Collection. Smith Cabana Collection, all right?
Yep. And then Snarf Snarf the alligator for the other one.
Cool.
All right, moving on. We have a big announcement. Us two, me and Rat Boy here on the show, we have our own P.O. box.
Oh, shit.
We have a new P.O. box. So if you guys want to send us stuff, you want to send us a letter, you want to send us a product, you want to send us a gift or fan art or whatever you have.
Pipe bomb, glitter bomb, whatever.
So the address is linked in the description. You guys can send us all kinds of prizes. We're going to read them in Bonus Land. We're going to create a new segment for Bonus Landers where we go through the monthly mail. And we also have a safety system in place where we send an intern to get all the stuff. So if you try to kill us, you're going to end up killing the made-up intern.
You're going to kill a fake 19-year-old intern, and his hands are going to be gone if you blow him up.
So don't blow anyone up.
Someone else actually emailed me, and they said, don't, like, if you're taking packages from a P.O. box, some people put an air tag in just to get where you live. And I'm like, dude, I don't think I don't think anybody's doing that yet. But, you know.
Maybe we'll open them at a public park next to a dumpster.
Smart.
So we can dump the boxes after. All right, moving on. We have some world records. We have some new world records.
It's been a while.
Basically I have a good one and a bad one, and then one that I'm proposing as a world record.
Okay.
So the good world record, let's start with that.
I'm assuming it's the pogo guy, right?
Of course.
This guy just shattered the world record for the most bounces in a row on a pogo stick, all in the name of charity. His name is James Romeliotis from Boston, Massachusetts. The number to beat, 88,047. He came
I'm
out
gonna skip to the end.
over
Go right to
20,000
the
bounces
end, yeah.
in under 2 hours.
Okay, so here he is, like, towards the end.
Time to step off. After 11 hours, 38 minutes, he got 115,170 bounces, all to raise money for veterans, charities in the Boston area. Just an incredible accomplishment.
So that's good. Hey,
Anyone
that's a
want to
good
touch that record?
That's a pure endurance. He shattered the record. It's a standard thing anyone can do, right?
Yep, 12 hours basically on the pogo stick, and then the money that he won went to charity for veterans.
Cool.
I like that. That's a real world record. And then at the end, he got off the pogo stick and basically collapsed.
He was dead.
That's how it should go. Here is one that is not as impressive.
Fastest time to eat a burrito.
It should be over.
She's not even crushing it.
That's how I eat a burrito normal.
UK Pro Speed Eater. Get Joey Chestnut on this.
Someone should just take it and go in one bite, swallow it. It could be, you could have done 2 by now.
She swallows pretty fast, though. That's actually...
Look at this part. And then they give her the award.
Yeah, they give her the award right there.
World's fastest burrito eating. I can beat that record right now.
I think there's a part where she got it down faster than you might be able to. Like, she goes like...
No.
And got it down.
I can beat it right now. I've beaten the record without knowing it. I've done stuff way faster than that.
Joey Chestnut, you didn't consult with Joey Chestnut first for an eating record? I think he should have an instant rebuttal right across the table. So.
Yeah. And then here's a world record that I'm proposing. It's best headbutt in police custody. This guy gets arrested. They bring him up. He's got his hands behind his back. He's in someone's face, and he headbutts that guy. It absolutely knocks him out. And then, what's it called? A runner-up, or
Yeah.
Consolation prize, worst car to buy on Craigslist.
Stupid, dude. All right, so I got this car from Craigslist because I needed something a little bit more gas efficient. And, no, dude, you should probably just leave it.
Dog.
King Spider.
Yeah, but I'm not.
King Spider car.
I'm not keeping this car, bro. So.
Yeah, you're done. It's over. So worst car to buy off Craigslist. Those are the world records for the week.
Smart. And you know what? Guinness basically might accept those because that's how fucking loose they are these days.
Best headbutt in police custody. That ain't nothing. Yeah. All right, let's move on. We are done with housekeeping. Make sure you guys join FleccasTalks.com for bonus content. We had over 3 hours in the last month of just exclusive bonus content, and we're going to have a teaser of Bonus Land at the end of this episode. So if you're on the fence about joining, now is the time. First month is free. FleccasTalks.com is the website. All right, Cringe of the Week. First clip of Cringe is the guy who tried to meet up with the kid to have him drink piss. Is that correct?
But you did talk about a little boy pissing your drink and drinking it. You talked about taking loads on the face.
Actually, no, I said things like that. That's correct.
Okay.
But that's things that gay people do that straight people don't understand.
Oh.
That's things that gay people do that straight people don't understand.
So that's what gays are up to.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
He just threw all gays under the bus.
Yeah, and also it's like, all right, explain it to me.
Yeah, that stuff straight people wouldn't understand. Well, we have the whole night blocked off.
Yeah.
You're on a Predator YouTube channel. Why don't you explain it?
Yeah, we have all the time in the world. And then also it's like, so either he's lying to you or you need to be disliking gay people even more than you currently do, right?
You guys trying to drink piss? Trying to put piss in my drinks at the restaurant? All right, let's move on. We have a lot of Cringe to get to. The new AIDS memorial.
He tried to throw the entire gay community under the bus right there just to get out of one slippery little slope.
This is normal for gay guys.
Just take my word for it.
It's a gay thing. It's a gay thing. We drink piss. It's like I kind of thought that.
Yeah.
I kind of guessed that.
I was over the target.
There's a new AIDS memorial that's 9 feet tall and looks like a butthole. Looks like a blown out ass.
Yeah, so this is in Palm Springs. Proposed AIDS memorial sculpture in Palm Springs is at the center of a heated debate. And, everyone's saying, in addition to concerns about the abstract nature of the sculpture, some residents have raised eyebrows over its perceived resemblance to certain body parts.
Yeah.
Buttholes.
Yeah.
Assholes.
You'd think if you're doing a gay statue, you'd avoid butt and dick-shaped things.
And you would think that, and it would be so easy to avoid it, and yet people still stumble into this, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what happens? Is this guy not immediately fired? Like, wow, that was the only oversight that would have embarrassed the entire town and the charity who's trying to do this. You should probably go. No hard feelings. You botched it.
Yeah. The documents get passed around, and everyone's like scared to say no to a gay AIDS thing.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, even in this article, in addition to concerns about the abstract nature, some residents have raised eyebrows over its perceived resemblance to certain body parts. So the article doesn't even say this. Wait, that looks like a loose butthole. Yeah. And so, like, imagine the professional people running a charity who can't just go, hey, are we worried about this being like an asshole or no?
Yeah.
Nobody can say that in like a professional setting or context. We can.
I'm a consultant. Bring me on.
We have a podcast. We have a sometimes vulgar podcast.
And the thing's 9 feet tall and costs $500,000.
Lovely way to spend some money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, isn't that funny that there's like that certain like, you can't even bring it up. You can't even mention it at work type thing.
It's a very big disconnect.
It's like a fake world. We're not operating in the real world. We're operating in like the professional what's okay world. And if I was at some charity, I wouldn't be like, hey, it looks like an asshole. And then like, what, maybe lose your job? So I get it.
So they're stuck doing it. And then it's also like in past episodes how the simulation winks at you.
Oh, yeah. This was a big...
The butthole wink. Simulation butthole winks at us.
Which is a gay thing, too, that straight people don't understand.
Yeah. We communicate with it. Yeah. All right. We have some Man in the Streets that kind of showed what's really going on with the progressive agenda. We have the 12-year-old tattoo from Malik Snaps.
This one Just unbelievable.
I think a 12-year-old should be able to get a tattoo.
No. No. It's a pretty permanent decision. They can't make the decision for themselves yet. Something permanent on their body.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
Yes. Yes. And I understand how that sounds really hypocritical. Yes, it's a permanent change on their body, but I think that at that point in their life, they probably know who they are, who they want to be.
And you think so at 12 years old?
Yes.
Huh. So that's when you get it right in 30 seconds. Both sides of it. You can get a tattoo removed, by the way.
Yeah, it's actually not even that serious, especially if it's like a small one or something.
Yeah, exactly.
My main thing is like you say, and I know that's hypocritical, then why are you saying it? You know, like you have to have some sort of consistent belief system, right?
Yeah.
But they don't. It's not about, well, you want to play this other video before
we'll get the other video. But something, I want to just kind of put this out there. Something happened in the last few years that just made everyone emotional and retarded.
Yeah.
And you get a question like that, and you literally, like you say the lines, you say what your side's supposed to believe, but you're saying the lines without understanding the worldview. And then even though it's hypocritical, it's more important to the person to say the incorrect line that makes no sense on camera.
Groupthink, correct, yeah.
As opposed to like, well, I know it doesn't make sense. Maybe I should question my beliefs and how I got here. It's like, I know it doesn't make sense, but that's the correct answer. And we have another example of this.
It's just like a man. You just seem very misogynistic, realistically.
Yeah. What is misogyny?
She doesn't know.
Why are you using words that you don't even know the definition of?
No, that's not what I meant.
I think you are misogynistic, though.
But what does misogynistic mean, though? Like, just so I know what you're calling me.
Okay, so the reason I said it is just, again, based on the
So, yeah, and then the girl goes, again, blah, 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 which is like a crutch that dumb people use.
Again.
Yeah, again. Like as if you're the authority in the conversation and you know what you're talking about and the other person you're talking to is stupid. Like, again, like I said, it's like a little tool, but it's a little tool they use, but it's like a giveaway. If you hear someone go again or like I said, they don't really have the argument.
They're just repeating. And then for both of these video clips, it's parrots. It's people who repeat a phrase. And obviously they both got smoked. Everybody here got smoked online, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're parrots. They're not thinkers. They say the line. It's like an actor who shows up and doesn't know what the movie's about.
Yeah, you know the script.
He's in the scene. He goes, "That's my orange." But he doesn't know like the whole movie's about something crazy. So he just shows up, hits the lines, and then they vote too.
Yeah.
They show up to vote.
And they don't understand the plot.
And they hit the D on the voting machine too.
Yeah.
So it's a little strange to see, but America is not producing many thinkers right now. And I can't imagine any of these people in either of these videos doing like a deep dive on something.
Or go down a rabbit hole.
And realize like, holy shit, I've been lied to on how bad Monsanto is or this or that, anything. It can be some hippie shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to be a right-wing conservative, you know, or whatever, but it's like, are too many black people in jail right now? It's like, well, let me dig in, you know, it's never like, let's look into it. It's always just, okay, that's what you say for the most people to agree with you, so that you can go through life without like getting called out or something.
Exactly. You just recite the lines, you show up to vote, and you think you're correct because Dwight from The Office agrees with you.
Yeah. And not even Dwight from The Office in the show, just him on Twitter later.
Yeah.
You know?
That nerd pussy guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next thing. This is page 2 of Cringe, the dilation in a handicap stall lady.
Page 2 of Cringe. Yeah, so this says dilation, day 2. So this guy just got his dick shut off or chopped off. Let's play. Where in an airport can I locate a clean, dry, private place I lie down, take off my knickers, and spread my legs? Found a disabled toilet. Not the most fun I've had.
That's womanhood, baby.
Every girl has done this.
Yeah.
Every girl lies flat-backed on a handicap stall and just dilates their shit in the airport.
Because you cut your dick off and you have a hole now. You need to keep it open so it doesn't close up. I think we need dilation chambers in every building. I think California is like,
well, we should. Yeah, Starbucks.
Contract.
Let's do Starbucks. Let's put them in Starbucks.
Dilation chamber at every Starbucks.
And then not only is this person a criminally insane nut job, but they tweet about it. They draw attention to their own
Yeah.
stupidity, right? So it's like, I want attention for this because I'm doing something insane that nobody should do.
Which is kind of insightful to the whole thing. It's all about attention.
Of course. And I actually like this. I think if you're trans and you're living your life and you try to go to the women's bathroom and shit, like, you should have to cut your dick off. I know it's sick, but you got to go through with it. Finish the job, right?
Yeah, you got to finish the job. What's that last thing of this?
Is this some guy tweeted, is this too much to ask? And it's a hot girl with taking pizzas out of the oven. You know, he's daydreaming of the trad wife, you know.
Classic.
Beautiful woman cooking for you. And then Jenny Tight Pants came in and said, motherfuckers will complain that no women want to be housewives while ignoring the hundreds of trans girls who want exactly that.
So, I guess it's not impossible to get that trad wife you're looking for.
Yeah, she just has a fucking dinger.
She just needs to dilate a little bit.
Yeah, at the airport. No big deal.
All right, moving on. Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol has a new writer that is like a trans type psycho person.
Okay.
And there's a show called Rubble and Crew, which is a spinoff from Paw Patrol. And it says Paw Patrol introduces first non-binary character. I guess I know which show to watch.
Which show not to watch on Saturday morning now.
Yeah.
And then here's the quote from the person: says, I wanted to write a non-binary character that was aspirational and incredibly cool. Someone for the pups and kids at home to look up to.
So the dog wants to cut his dick off.
Yeah, the dog doesn't know what it is. It's they, them. And it's they, them, and it's also the coolest dog there is. He can do whatever he wants. And I don't know any of this shit. I don't have any young kids in my life. But you know somebody who watches this.
If you're related to me and you have young children that love Paw Patrol, hopefully you have them stop watching it or you wean them off.
We're sounding the alarm.
Like the Paw Patrol, it should just be rough, run away, deal with some stuff, maybe learn basic math.
Yeah.
But they're bringing in the genitals of the animals, I guess, now.
Of course.
And then this is the new writer for Paw Patrol.
No.
This is the writer, and this is what they do on their YouTube channel.
A book called What's an Abortion Anyway? Linz, what is an abortion anyway? Well, we're just going to have to find out in the book, Teddy.
So that's the new writer for Paw Patrol.
Writes themselves. Yeah. Immediately writes a character that's like as much them as they can, which we've seen in Star Wars and other things like that before.
Mm-hmm. No creativity there. And then Paw Patrol also had some gummy snacks that had a website on the back that ended up being PORN.
Yeah. And I don't think that was them doing it. I think that was they let the domain lapse or something, and then some guy came in and was like, let me get in on this. So it wasn't them, but it's like Paw Patrol spiraling, having a bad week. So
we need the Paw Patrol guy to solve that one. All right.
What is it, Paw Patrol? They're cops?
They're like little community members, and they're all dogs.
Okay.
And there's a cop dog. There's a fireman dog.
Because I remember during George Floyd, they did something super stupid. Like they were apologizing for having a police dog or something like that, like during George Floyd. So
classic.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of Cringe. It was a light Cringe.
What about Shitty Vegan Lunch?
That's going to be in Bonus Land.
Okay.
Shitty Vegan Lunch. It looks disgusting.
Incidental teaser for Bonus Land.
Yeah, that's what Bonus Land's going to have today. We're moving on to Urban Decay. The theme for this Urban Decay is who is being looked out for.
Okay.
That's kind of the theme. We're going to ask that question after every clip. And it's going to make you wonder whose interests are being protected and looked out for and whose aren't.
And it's not, I'll give you a hint, it's usually not Jack and Jill, taxpayer, upstanding citizen.
It's not.
No.
All right, so the first one, there's a mistrial in this Asian man who got beat up.
Do we want to play the original video first?
Let's read the headline and then do the video.
Okay. Update from Andy No. A mistrial has been declared in the trial of Calvin Ushery because jurors could not reach a verdict. The suspect's attorney told the jury the September 22 video of the brutal beating of an elderly Asian man provokes a lot of emotion, but told them not to direct that against his client.
Who's the one who did the beating. And here's the beating that the lawyer told the jury to ignore. Asian man at a jewelry store, gun to his head.
Grabs his neck. Pistol whip.
Pistol whip.
3 pistol whips and a lifeless Asian man.
Then he jumps over the counter and keeps beating him up. And yeah.
You know what all jurors should do? Ignore the only firsthand primary evidence that there is.
It provokes a lot of emotion.
And you shouldn't think about that when it comes to trying to get the guy who did it in jail. You shouldn't think about that, right?
Exactly. And I have a theory, and we've kind of talked about this on the show before, but a jury of your peers, you know that phrase?
Of course.
I think the bad guys that run the world took that as a challenge, and then they made everyone as stupid as possible.
And I mean, you guys have seen how it is out there, right? The elementary school teachers are wearing the mask and a gay and a trans flag and whatever. It's like juries are 9 people.
Mm-hmm.
1 out of every 9 people in America these days is some fucking maniac.
Radical activist.
Pretty much, right?
And if you're in a city like New York or LA or DC or San Fran, I bet the jury is probably like 3 to 4 radical activists.
3 out of 9 people have some very strange beliefs and think like society is meant to keep black people down or something. And so when it comes time to do their part, they go, holy shit. Mm-hmm. This is an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. So they kind of want jury duty, while like conservatives would be like, oh, I have work. I can get out of jury duty if I say a couple weird sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get off the jury. But all of the activists, they think it's their duty to do jury duty so they can reverse past, injustices. And a situation like this, they probably boil it down to, do we need another black guy in jail?
Yes.
In this case,
this one,
100%,
sure.
Yes, you do.
And this thing, too, or another thing about juries in general, it needs to be unanimous. You need 9 strangers to agree. And then, like, the way that dynamic plays out, one person could just be like, no, I don't think so. And it's just some, like, 90 IQ, like, racially motivated in the wrong way Muppet. And so, juries, I'm losing faith, guys. But the same goes for the reverse, right? If you think there's we need to be on juries. And especially, it's more rare, but like Daniel Penny or something, there's going to be one guy who goes, no matter what, no. So we need to do it for us.
Yeah, it needs to go both ways. You have to do jury duty. But in that situation, who's being looked out for? Not the small business owner, little Asian guy. That's for sure. All right, let's move on. Salt Lake City metal detectors.
Yeah, this is
It says Salt Lake City high schools will begin staffing weapon detectors after fall break, but some worry the technology may have an outside impact on students of color. So it might disproportionately affect the bringing guns to school community.
I'd hate to see them impacted.
And then I guess the metal detector chirps when the black folks walk through. And we've also seen this with fire alarms and smoke detectors.
Yeah.
They chirp too. So there might be something here where appliances might have racial bias.
I think so. I think we're pulling a thread. We haven't quite gotten to the end of it yet, but there might be something.
Are appliances racist?
Yeah. And so it's like, it's so funny to me because this is another example of the, like, oh, you said this? You're disqualified. Like the butthole, the AIDS thing, butthole thing, the AIDS memorial butthole sculpture. This is the same thing because look at this quote from this woman. Our students are already under so much stress, Bade said. Walking through a weapon detector is emotionally exhausting. I am speaking from my own experiences. I walk through TSA and I have to prepare myself for 2 days in advance and worry if the weapon detector or scanner that goes off. And also I'm thinking about the minority kids who come from the refugee world, from places of war, and they would have to walk in through this. And if it beeps, it's a nightmare.
I don't know how to, and then it ends with, I don't know how to explain it to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's hard to explain because it really does make no sense. If you need 2 days to mentally prepare to go through TSA,
you should be at a different school.
You should be in a paddy wagon brought to an institution. You're institutionalized.
You can't be here. And so that's the thing. It's like she said that quote to the newspaper about why a machine that just beeps if there's metal might be racist. She said that line out loud, and then it's like, oh no, did I just lose my job? I just revealed how fucking stupid I am and how emotionally fragile I am. Did I just lose my job? And it's like, no. She says that with impunity. So whoever that was, if you guys aren't, if there's not one adult out there who's not running for that school board seat or whatever, it's like we need to change something.
Yeah, there's a worry-free way to go through metal detectors and not have any problems. It's no metal, no beeps.
Oh.
So you go, You pat yourself down and go, okay, and you walk through, and then you're fine, and you get your stuff out of the bin.
Do I have metal on me? Is my gun in my pocket?
Yeah. And then you have people like Larry David, gun control Larry David. It's like, hey, Larry David, wouldn't this be a good idea?
And he goes, no, that's racist because Republicans are racist, and then they also want to kill the kids.
But you said all the kids were dying in school shootings. Shouldn't we have a weapon detector? No.
No, he breaks his brain. No practical solutions.
So you can't have a weapon detector because it disproportionately affects students of color who I guess are bringing weapons to school. And it makes you wonder.
Based on what data, Yeah.
And it makes you wonder who's being looked out for. It's not the kids.
It's not people who don't want guns in school.
Exactly. It's the people with the racist agenda. And then also, if that's the side of weapons detector versus no weapons detector, it's like who's being looked out for? It's the people who are going to bring guns to school.
It's criminals.
It's criminals who want to potentially do something bad in a school with a gun.
Yeah.
So
you could make an argument. You could say, no, like the Salt Lake City School District hasn't had a shooting. We've had one gun incident in 10 years. It's going to be costly. But to say that it's going to be racist against black kids, you're telling on yourself.
Yeah.
You're telling on yourself.
Exactly. All right, moving on. The Philly cheesesteak place in Philly, a famous Philly cheesesteak spot, it has armed guards now. Let's let this rip.
Authentic sandwiches and armed security. One restaurant is creating a different type of dining experience to keep customers safe as concerns of crime and violence plague the city.
The original Jim's Steaks in West Philadelphia making a comeback, reopening under the name Jim's West. The additional security measures, part of the restaurant's new identity, all to match the new reality.
It's Friday night. I'm Shari Williams alongside Gray Hall. The big story on Action News tonight is heavy security guarding the food line outside of Jim's West.
There have been lines around the block since the location reopened. People saying they are excited about these cheesesteaks, but when it comes to the security with those rifles, the reaction mixed about this.
Yeah, Action News reporter Brianna Smith now joining us live with what people are saying about what they saw while waiting for their cheesesteaks.
Customers support the enhanced security. Safety and good food is always a plus.
If it deters it, I can't complain, I guess. But, I'm not exactly a big fan of guns, but I get it.
Others think it's not necessary outside of Jim's West.
Now, North Philly, where that gas station is, where the guys out there with a machine gun, I can understand that. But here, it's a little overkill. Even if you just had an armed guard, okay, but just walking around with a machine gun, it's not family friendly.
I'm here to protect you. I'm not here to, cause any trouble or be that guy with the rifle.
Yeah, so the guy in the Juneteenth shirt doesn't get it.
Shocking.
He doesn't understand. But this is the future, in my opinion, private security.
Everywhere.
Armed guards. If there was a stock, I would buy that. I would buy calls on that by a lot. I wonder what Larry David thinks of this.
Yeah, I don't know, it's a black guy, so boom, and his head explodes because he can't process it because, I don't know, he lost all his humor and funny and wit.
And it's like the security guys are all like former military police officers off duty.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that who you would want to be around?
Yeah.
And you can't say, well, we don't need it. Philadelphia's got horrible crime. But is that what? It's too scary?
Yeah, it didn't make me feel good on my insides. And then Republicans want to kill kids too. And so, and then his head explodes and nothing's consistent.
Yeah. So the cops and the DAs don't enforce the law. And then the stores, if they want to stay open, one of their only ways to stay open is to protect their customers themselves.
You have to pay a new guy $28 an hour or something high because you need to be licensed or, have some sort of qualifications. And, good luck.
Yeah.
The police and society used to do this, but now big, mean, scary gun guy makes some liberals uncomfortable or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas me, if I'm eating there, I'm like, all right.
I can relax.
Zero chance of something chaotic happening here, right?
Let's just focus on scarfing cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I'm going to get 2 now.
And then there's also the Black Wolf app. I talk to them on Instagram here and there.
Uh-huh.
It's basically Uber with an armed guard who's trained.
That's nice.
And they can take you in and out of places. They can kind of stay with you if you're waiting for something. It is the future as well.
Okay.
It's great company. All right, moving on. The city council, I think it's Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, let's let this one rip.
Here's Seattle City Council member Teresa Mosqueda this week during the debate over the new drug law.
There is no risk for the everyday person being exposed to secondhand opioid smoke.
Eric Christensen has been a bus driver in Seattle for years.
I was irate.
That's how he felt when health officials and transit leadership used the new UW study to publicly claim there was little to no risk from drug smoke exposure on board.
From the public health perspective, the risk is minimal to negligible, both to operators as well as riders.
That's good. So they're saying that secondhand crack or fentanyl smoke is no big deal.
Yeah, the bus driver, just eat it.
Yeah.
Just fucking eat it,
So
bro.
you're on the bus and they're smoking crack and fentanyl. You don't have to worry about the secondhand smoke instead of just saying you can't smoke crack and fentanyl on the bus.
Who are they looking out for?
Yeah. And then we have a situation in Denver, which is kind of similar, where they have like a prostitute. It says Denver homeless camp features pop-up bar with rentable prostitution tents. So replicating society. Just
Without the laws.
Without the laws and on your own terms.
Yeah, that's the bar. You know, if you're homeless, say goodbye to hot meals. It's like, no, we got a hot plate. We got a kitchen.
Yeah, we run power through the building out back.
We steal power from the city of Denver. It's actually great. So there's this like parallel world now that's being built because it's being tolerated. So they just have everything, but they don't pay anything. There's no like value added to society. It's just like street rats getting their needs met.
Exactly. And the homeless used to be people down on their luck or like street rats and drug addicts.
Temporary, you know, something you need to get out of.
And now it's just people who are fine with living a certain way, and then they end up getting all the resources that they need if you had a house. They get power, they get showers, they have bars, they have prostitution tents. And then
we've shown some on the show before, like the beds that are like fully made with like nice linens.
Exactly. And it's not like these people are living in the tunnels like the mole people in Vegas, or they're living out in the desert and they're kind of just off the grid in a trailer. They're living in the middle of downtown. They have like prime real estate.
A zip code that like you would pay $3,300 for a 2-bedroom, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is here.
I think they're winning.
Me too.
People who abide by the laws are getting inflation and, you know, insane property values, taxes, insurance, everything is going up. And then the street rats, obviously their quality of life falls off a cliff, but they're trending up. And then the taxpayer class is trending down.
They're going to meet in the middle.
Exactly. At some point. And then, throw in a couple million third worlders and let's see how this gets spicy, you know?
And that's going to be the whole country is going to be like half the people live in the slums on the street and then the other half pay $3,800 for a 1-bedroom, 4 floors up.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like a Toyota Camry is like $35,000 now. You know, that used to be like a 22, you know, something like that. And so we're going down, they're going up, and what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know?
And who's being looked out for? The people who own the businesses where the tents are in front of, the people who have to use the sidewalks and public transportation, or the street rats who want to live how they want to live.
Yep.
It's obvious. All right, Staten Island had a big anti-illegal immigrant protest. It's just playing here in the background. You know, it's not... Nothing fully happened in this video, but everyone's getting arrested.
Yeah, you know, some mayor says you're part of New York City, and even though you're the most highly Republican area, they're still dumping illegals in your backyard. And one of the things I saw that I don't think we have on video, but I saw it, they were doing super high lumen strobe light flashlight and just shining them into the rooms of the illegal. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think that is good, you know, some non-traditional warfare against the invaders, because you're going to get arrested by, you know, some diverse group of police officers who are doing their job, quote unquote, while your country gets invaded and stolen from you.
Yeah. So the protests got, you know, a little out of hand, and Staten Islanders got arrested. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of illegals living in New York now who aren't arrested or shipped out. It's the people protesting who are the ones getting arrested by the police.
And the NYPD is working for large groups of illegal immigrants, I guess, now. Like, you know, it's not, oh, we work for the mayor and the mayor's directive and this and that. And it's like, no, the actions you're doing are for thousands of illegal immigrants. So
yeah, it's for non-citizens, and you took an oath, and this completely contradicts it. But
got to keep my pension.
Yeah, don't want to lose my job. I'm just taking orders. Let's go to the High Trust Society guy. Last clip of Urban Decay.
People get mad when I say this, but you could tell you out here with the white folks, because everything is out. Ain't no niggas standing around begging, can I pump your gas? And they even got the snacks out. Look, you can get your snacks and get it yourself. You can't do that in the hood. They won't have that shit out in the hood. Look, oil and everything. Them niggas will steal this shit as soon as they put it out. It ain't about living white. It's about living right. And with that said, stay on point.
I agree. Yeah. There's some it's class. It's not a race thing. It's just trust. High trust society.
Do we have that video of the people putting the thing over the convertible?
No.
Because I thought about high trust society right there. Like white people doing a good deed for fun.
Oh, yeah. I could let that rip right here.
Okay.
In the background, we have it.
These people saw a convertible caught in the rainfall, and what did these white people do?
Put one of their tents over it.
They thought it would be a good bit to do a good deed.
Yeah.
So I love that shit.
All right, moving on. That's uplifting. We're in uplifting gold now, so that kind of counts as uplifting.
Yep, that's a transitory, transitional.
Yep, let's do the water dumped on a street rat bit.
This is, I think, the gas station he's talking about.
Yeah, this is where you can't have the stuff outside.
Can't even run away.
He has to immediately pretend to be looking in the drawer because he can't get away.
Running was not an option for the big man.
That's pretty good. The autistic brother had the baby named after him.
What does it say?
It says boy.
What does it say right here?
It's so big. I'm not used to being there.
What does his name say? Cole.
Me.
Dylan.
Cole Dylan.
He's named after you.
Why?
Because we thought you'd like it.
He's named after you. He just goes, why? So you didn't appreciate it.
That's my kind of autism.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's named after you. Why?
What? Who was saying that joke? Cheeto Santino said the autism joke.
Oh, yeah. He said he had this funny bit about how like being autistic is just pure alpha.
Yeah.
Like an alpha move where you're talking to someone, you're just like doing a Rubik's Cube, not even paying attention. Then you go, I'm not enjoying this conversation.
I'm not comfortable talking to you right now.
I'm going to leave. You just do exactly what you want.
Such a good bit.
All right, let's go to the keyboard girl. Speaking of autism, everyone sends me this and is like, Fleccas, you need to hit her up. This is your type of schizo. You guys are, perfect schizo match.
Tour of my room, part 5 or 6, I believe. Let's quickly recap. This is my keyboard wall, my other keyboard wall. This is my ocean-themed bedroom area. I have my horse sheets on right now, so it's kind of giving Mojo Dojo Casa House. Also, that's my cat Stevie. This is my office area with my worm wall. All right, and then this is my picture frame collection. It's all pictures of nail clippers, except Walter White, and it's to match my calendar. And then this is my carousel nail clipper music box that opens and closes and is full of nail clippers. And then this is my inside dirt. It's just dirt that I have inside to play with. And then in the middle of it, I have this candy machine that I thrifted. I didn't want to fill it with candy, so I filled it with a bunch of tiny images of Jimmy Neutron's dad.
That's good.
Yeah.
Too much.
I think she's trying too hard.
Trying too hard.
I mean, I don't know the girl, so I feel weird saying that, but it's like that's not schizo to me.
Yeah, we're not going out.
You've rejected.
Yeah.
Rejected by Fleccas. Congratulations.
I have my own schizo wall. Last week we mentioned in the show Jeff and Lynn over, who were fans of the show, and they called our house the Bit House because of all the bits on the wall. So we got Rob stuff everywhere.
You guys don't know the half of it.
Yeah.
And we can't even show it because it would kind of expose too much.
It would be too much. But if you guys ever come over, you'll see the Bit House. But yeah, I'm not dating
You have to sign an NDA.
Yeah. And no pictures.
Yeah.
You have to put your phones in a little zip bag.
Zip bag like a comedy show.
All right, hot dog thermos, only 2 clips left.
What you got here? You fellas want anything from the thermos? Let me just see what I can get here. Oh my goodness.
What's that?
That's smart.
What's that?
This guy brought his own setup.
And it stays hot.
That's what a thermos does.
And then you drink the water at the end like soup.
You do.
All right, last clip. Let's go to, the old man life lesson.
What's been the most memorable time period of your life?
Being married to my wife for 51 years. I'll never forget her. We were a perfect couple and enjoyed each day together. And when I lost her, I lost my life. So I'm just existing now till I go and join her. And I'm 93 years old, so I don't have much time left, I'm sure. But if you're lucky, you'll find a woman like I did who will never argue, never fight, never do anything against you, and she'll love you and you'll love her the rest of your life too. That's all you can ask for is a good partner.
Isn't that nice? That's uplifting. That's why we end the show with that.
Smart.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
No comment. No comment.
And it's not going to be the girl with the nail clippers on the wall or whatever.
For sure.
She doesn't have that dog in her.
Yeah, she actually already turned you down on her own podcast. So you guys.
Well, there's some good life advice to end the show. As always, on Fridays, we do our business shout-outs, America First companies that are fans of the show that we can all support as a community. This one is Florally USA. It's a flooring company, very patriotic. They love the show. Let's make sure we follow them on Instagram and leave them some good Google reviews. Everything is linked in the description. And they also have a video for us from their kid.
Words are just words. Until action and action starts. Fleccas Talk is the best podcast of all time. It's our honor Palmer summer, baby. BLTs, no avocado. Very cool.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
They have a nice kid doing a shout out for us. Let's support their business so they can make enough money to make that kid's life great. Links are in the description. Leave them a Google review. Make sure you follow them on Instagram as well. Everything is linked. The show is over. Make sure you guys watch Tuesday's episode. They're smashing us algorithm-wise on that one. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it. And before we end, we are going to roll right into Bonus Land. We're going to give you guys a free 5-minute preview of Bonus Land. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Ding, ding, ding. Welcome to Bonus Land, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Richard. Happy to have everyone here. We got a little bit of a teaser Bonus Land for everybody, so you can try the product before you buy it.
Smart.
It's basically an extra 30 minutes of the show with great clips and stuff that we can't fully show on YouTube, so please consider joining.
Oh, yeah, there are still some stuff we can't show on YouTube. Like anything that has like a copywritten song or that's specific, that's in Bonus Land.
Exactly. All right, we have some clips. Let's get into it. The Mad Fruit Stand guy.
Yeah, do you know where this was?
This is in Nashville. This is on a main road. There was a guy who had a fruit stand set up who was an illegal immigrant. And then this guy came over and just tossed the stand and ruined everything. It was posted by the Krasenstein types as evidence of racist whatever.
White devil.
Yeah, white devil. And we'll kind of talk about both sides.
There it is.
Grábalo. Sí,
grábalo, no te pasa nada. Yeah, one moment. Let's go, man. Hey, no problem. Yeah, come on. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah.
They told you couldn't.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Hey, let me show you something else.
Yeah, hey, no touch. No touch. Yeah.
Do you see the sign?
No touch.
It's get out.
Yeah, no touch. Yeah, no touch.
Yeah, so a guy who, didn't want the third world to just show up and start doing whatever?
He didn't want an open air market.
No, that's racism.
Outside of Nashville. And obviously, his reaction is throwing stuff on the ground. Not great.
Not good optics. The Krasensteins pounce, right?
Yeah, exactly. But this is also another example of when the cops and the DAs don't enforce the law, and then people start enforcing their own law. They don't use tactics a cop would do. Mm-hmm. A cop would come give you a citation, wait until you leave.
And you never show up for that court date because you're an illegal immigrant.
And you never show up for the court date, and then you go set up shop somewhere else. This guy, because the cops didn't do that, throws the stuff everywhere. There was a recent law that was passed that said street vending is illegal because it causes so much traffic.
Uh-huh.
And that was, I think, a couple months, maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
So it's very new. So you hear the guy saying, you see that sign? It says you can't be here. You need to get out. That's like a no loitering, no selling of product sign. The guy who had the stand is illegal. Obviously doesn't have any permits.
Classic. It's classic third world shit. And then if you're a white guy who doesn't want a homeless bum outside your business, you don't want the third world fruit vendor just setting up shop, you're the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. And then that guy got arrested for vandalism.
He did?
He got arrested for vandalism. I believe. I'm pretty sure.
It's ugly.
So that's who gets arrested, but the other guy's illegal.
And the illegal immigrant goes, call the policia. It's like, when did that happen? You should be living in fear about the police, you know? Remember when that happened?
Illegal
ICE.
saying call the police.
Yeah, on a fucking American who's trying to follow the rules. But he was mean about it. So the Krasensteins cry, right?
But what else can he do if the police aren't doing the law and you do it yourself? It's not going to look pretty.
Yeah, it's over. It's over for the little guy.
But
AKA
the options are
the white
nobody.
man.
Yeah, exactly. But the options are nobody can do anything because he got arrested. So you have to just live with it. And then basically it's like the cops are like looking at it. I don't know if it's the cops.
The cell phone is the police now. That's all there is. The cell phone is the evidence.
Yeah. But I don't know where the mistake is being made. Is it cops who are like, oh, the new law is you can't have open air markets. You can't sell unlicensed on the side of the road. I see this guy. He's just some guy trying to support his family. I'm going to look the other way. Or is it like from the police chief to the cops? Hey, guys, no more cracking down on, where is the disconnect is what I'm trying to figure it out. Because I have this
Or just a 40-minute police wait time, Like, oh, that's low on our priority. There's actual people getting killed because we don't lock those criminals up either.
Yeah.
So it's a chain spiral of urban decay, right?
Exactly. But like, where's the disconnect happening? Because if it's, and this is like the theme we talked about earlier about how everyone's just like emotional and retarded. It's like if the
Great theme, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. If the disconnect is happening where someone thinks they know better than the law based on like the feelings of the people in the situation, where it's like, I know the law says I shut it down, but this guy's just trying to make some money for his family. It's no big deal. Like if that's what's going on, that needs to get figured out because that's what happened in the election too. I think a lot of the BLM protester types who were working in certain swing
Georgia,
states,
the Atlanta, Detroit types.
And I think there was a mindset switch in recent years where it was like,
fuck that, I'm just going to do what's best.
Basically, are like, oh, I know the law says this, but like Trump's racist.
Yeah.
He needs to get out. We need to do whatever we can to stop Trump. Like there was like this emotional drive that overrode law.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a theme that's happening, and it used to not be okay. It would always be like, well, stern but fair, the law is the law, and now people are getting away with it. So keep an eye out for that theme in everything.
I agree with you on that, like how we fortified the election by bending every rules, and then all the foot soldiers who didn't have anybody watching or supervising over them, they were fucking really angry, and they thought this guy was a racist and was going to like get their kids killed or something.
They were convinced that they were on like the right side of history, and it was like good versus evil, and like, what are you gonna do? Take your orders or stand up to the blah blah blah?
Yeah,
and I think that's literally what happened.
Yep.
All right. Well, we should show that video of the snake shitting. I've been putting this video in for like the last month, and I just don't have a place.
And this is what bonus line. We tell you how the sausage is made. We have like a rolling folders of assets that we're going to be showing in the show, and this has been probably since episode 103. So let's look.